Buckle up, Drop Off just got smarter. This is the Carpool Dad podcast, where coffee is strong and opinions are stronger. Let's roll.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back, Carpool Crew. Let's ride. New haircut. I'm ready. Are you? So spring break is over. The kids are about to go back to school. The routine is about to be restored. Order is returning to the household. Yeah, baby. And I want to say, I spent this last weekend doing something productive and meaningful. And I did. I swear I did. I actually did. But it did not go the way I planned it. It never does. This past weekend was Yard Day. Garden Day. The official Dad is taking back the backyard day. It's never easy. Now let me paint a picture for you guys. It's a nice morning. Sun's out. I got my coffee. I've been thinking about this gardening situation since like February. I had a whole vision, a whole plan. In my head, I'm basically a farmer at this point. I'm about to grow things, feed my family, live off the land. Meanwhile, the yard looks like I spent the entire winter doing absolutely nothing, and it's proud of it. So I go out there, full of energy, ready to work, and within 4 minutes, 4 minutes, my son is standing next to me going, Dad, can I help? Now, in theory, this is beautiful. Father and son working the land together, generational knowledge being passed down. In practice, my son's idea of helping is picking up one stick, showing it to me like he found a fossil, and then asking if we could take a break. We've been outside for 4 minutes. I go to him, Bud, we literally just came outside. And he goes, yeah, but my legs are tired. His legs are tired from walking to the backyard. I don't know what's happening with this generation, but I'm concerned. My daughter comes out about 10 minutes later. She got gloves on, which is adorable, by the way. And she goes, I'm ready to garden, Dad. And I said, great. You could help me pull the weeds over here. She looked at the weeds, look at me, look back at the weeds. These ones? Yeah, those ones. They're in the dirt, though. Yes, that's where weeds live. Can we just leave them? At this point, I'm realizing my children have never once considered that food comes from the ground and requires effort. They think tomatoes just appears, like they're generated by the fridge. But here's the thing. They did help, eventually, in their own chaotic way. My son got really into watering, like really into it. Too into it. I turned around and he had watered the same spot for 6 straight minutes. Just standing there, hose pointing down, daydreaming about whatever kids daydream nowadays. That section of the yard is probably fine for the rest of the year. It's basically a swamp now, and we might even get frogs. Yeah, I don't want my wife to even think about that. My daughter, once she got past the dirt issue, actually got into it. She was asking all sort of questions. What does this grow into? How long does it take? Daddy, can we grow candy? I said to her, no, we cannot grow candy. I explained this. She was disappointed. But she helped me plant some seeds. And by the end, She was genuinely excited. She goes, Dad, I basically am a farmer now. Absolutely, sweetheart. Yes. 1 roll of seeds and we're fully agricultural on this family. Now, my wife comes outside looking like she was ready to be in a home improvement show. Coordinated outfit, gloves that match. She had a plan. Meanwhile, I've been out there for 45 minutes. I have accomplished approximately 1.5 things. She looks at the yard and goes, and I quote, "Okay, so what's the plan?" I looked at her and I said, "I have a plan." She looked at me the way she looks at the kids when they have cleaned their room, but they just moved everything under the bed. "No, Raz, what's the plan?" So I explained the plan, the garden section, the lawn situation, where I'm putting the cucumbers, where I'm thinking where the watermelons will grow. I had a whole thing. And she goes, "Okay, but we should also do the side fence and the leaves around the playground. And I want to move that one bush." I said, "Wait a minute. That one bush was there for God knows how long, even before us moved to this house. That bush might be load bearing, like part of something in here. We don't move that bush." 1 hour later, guess what? We moved the bush. 3 hours later, the yard is actually looking good. Like genuinely looking good. The garden section is prepped. Seeds are planted. There's actually mulch happening. The bush is in the new location looking confused, but fine. You know, my son has watered 3 additional sections of the yard that did not need watering. We now have a very hydrated lawn on one side and completely dry lawn on the other. It looks like the yard just can't make it up its mind. My daughter has named 2 of the plants. She named one Bellsprout and the other Bulbasaur. Yeah, my kids are huge Pokemon fans. I didn't ask why those names. I pick my battles. My wife has reorganized the entire tool situation in the garage in the time it took me to plant 4 rows of seeds. Again, I don't know how she does that. I don't ask questions anymore. At the end, we're all outside. Kids are running around. Sun's going down. The yard actually looks taken care of for the first time since last fall. And my son comes over, sits next to me on the step and does, "Dad, this is actually a good day." I looked at him and I said, "Yeah, buddy, it was." He goes, "Can we do it again next weekend?" And I said, "Yeah." Even though I know next weekend he'll be tired again by minute 4 and Bellsprout might not make it. And my wife will find something else to reorganize. But yeah, we'll do it again. That's the thing about these weekends, man. The ones that look like nothing on paper, yard work, getting the kids outside, trying to grow things in the ground, those are the ones that stick. My kids are going back to school today. Spring break is officially over. And the thing they're gonna remember from this week isn't the whatever show they watched or game they played. No. It's probably the day that Dad was out there taking his guard way too seriously and they watered the wrong part of the yard and named the plant Bulbasaur. And honestly, I'll take it. That's a win. That's the whole thing. All right, carpool crew. Keep it rolling. If your yard also survived the winter looking like it just didn't care, you're not alone. We're out here. Find me at Carpool Dad Podcast on Instagram and at Carpool Dad on YouTube. Come say what's up. Leave a review if the show's been making the commute a little better and genuinely means everything. Keep the carpool rolling, and I'll catch you guys next ride.
Thanks for riding with the Carpool Dad podcast. Now park the car and find a snack before the kids do. See you next ride.